Yeah, by the way, for those who we used to jokingly call him Mean Michael Blaze because he would say, "Join me, Michael Blaze, at Wild Wing," and we'd be like, after a while, we kept hearing it over and over again. And it was Mean Michael Blaze.
Real funny is Blaze is like 6'7" or something.
He's a big guy.
And when he had a big hair and a mullet, and think David Coverdale or something like that.
We all did at one time.
Yeah, and when my wife and I got married, and we had I don't know, it was a couple of days before the wedding, and we had a little party at our house, and my mother saw Blaze in the corner there, and she just looks at me. She goes, "Who is he?" And I was like, "That's Michael Blaze." She goes, "He stands, he smokes." That was it. That's all she said. I remember every time I see a picture of Blaze or I think about Blaze, I think about my mom. Go, he stands, he smokes, and that's what he did. Blaze was always standing there smoking.
Yeah, and your mom was a presence on the show.
Yeah,
your mom. And by the way, how many people come up to you and say, "I like to get up around 6:30"?
Yes, yeah.
I like to get up when the sun is warm, like 1:30, 2 o'clock in the afternoon. Which was the voice of Bill Murray.
And Christopher Guest. Christopher Guest and Bill Murray, which I actually met Bill years later at the Cooper River Bridge Run. Nice guy.
Hey, let's give away some beer. You know, we're going to go to Wild Wing for everybody's invited on Rivers Avenue in North Charleston. And again, a huge thank you to Robert Cruz Chevrolet, just north of the Northwoods Mall on Rivers Avenue in North Charleston. The gang at Palmetto Brewing Company brewed up some Palmetto Watermelon Wheat Summer Seasonal Beer. We actually have the case of beer right here.
Wait, we're giving this
away?
away?
Might be a few bottles missing when you get it.
We're giving that away. They actually use fresh watermelons in the brewing process, grown locally at Legree Farms on Johns Island. It's a light, crisp, refreshing summer wheat ale. And we want to thank Pearlstein Distributors, but actually, Pearlstein should thank us because we got the Sunday beer and wine thing going, and they're on a yacht, and we got a case of beer.
Palmetto Pale Ale was the very first beer that I think was purchased in Charleston County legally on a Sunday.
There was two things. One is you sent the critic and I down to Palmetto Brewing Company, and we had this. We drank from the very first keg of Palmetto Amber Ale ever made, and Palmetto Amber Ale was the official beer of Taylor and Tom in the Morning for a long time. And then we did the ceremonial first purchase, and so we thank Pearlstein. Though Pearlstein should be thanking us also. And
don't push it now. Don't push it.
We thank Palmetto Amber Ale. Actually, I can't do this justice. Let's give away some beer of the callers 3 and 5. Q's in there doing like the job of 5 people while we're on there yucking it up. 556-1250 on a
Free Beer Friday.
So we've got 2 cases of beer to give away, and that was something. I mean, when the law was changed, I mean, you know, Berkeley County is still trying to get that 16 years later Sunday beer and wine sales. And that was something that was, you know, the listeners of that station stepped up and really, you know, signed the petition, got it on the ballot, and we got over 3,000 people registered to vote. Yeah. Over 5,000 people signed the petition.
Only 96 Wave could have turned the desire to want to drink more beer into a political, let's get people registered to vote. That was our excuse for it.
It was beautiful. You know, every remote we did, we had the petition out there. Yeah. We had the voter registration out there. It was a huge deal.
I used to joke, I had it surgically attached to my thigh everywhere I went. And by the way, speaking of drinking, what is the magic elixir of today there, Atomic?
Actually, believe it or not, Ripley's Believe It or Not, in my Ripley's Believe It or Not mug, I stopped at Krispy Kreme and got a vat.
Yeah, he did.
I filled up my thermos at Krispy Kreme, and I got, because I'm still a big fan of Kevin Garnett, because he's dark and intense. This is the roasted coffee.
There was the magic elixir, the atomic word of the day, the Beast Fairy roadkill report, 7 calls say it all.
Allewine family too, right? Wasn't that you guys? Didn't you all do
the weird with a beard, Johnny Allewine.
That is weird.
and Devin is in the background. It reminded me of something that because I still have the commercial. And if you think about it now, this was insane. Way back when Metallica was going to play at the North Charleston Coliseum, we were giving away tickets, and we thought it would be a cool idea to do a TV commercial for it, and we rode on top of the Rock and Roll Patrol over the old Grace Bridge and down I-26.
Right. Got pulled over by the cops.
Before the cops pulled us over and told us to get off of the roof of that van. And then as soon as the cops left, we got back on the van so we could finish the commercial.
Wow.
And you think about that now, on that death trap that was the Grace Bridge, or the Grace Bridge. It was, and I still have that TV commercial. That is,
I got to admit,
I can't believe we did. I mean, we were going at 40, 45 miles an hour on the top of a bread
What
truck.
were you hanging on to?
We were just hanging.
The little aluminum railing.
It was like aluminum
the
railing
bar.
on that. Yeah, that was it. So.
Hanging on for dear life. Listen, cancer took one of his testicles later, but at that point, I thought I was going to lose one of mine. I was clenching tight, man.
Yeah, so see, when somebody says, Richard Todd, you were really nuts? No,
Nuts.
not anymore so much. No. So, we could do this all day.
Yeah.
And I will tell, if for people who haven't had a chance to catch all of it, this is going to be posted as a podcast at our website at WTMA.com. So if you know anybody, family, friends, people who are away, people who want to hear this, it'll be up on our website as a podcast.
Cool.
And then you can come out and join us at Wild Wing, where we'll share some of the stories that we can't share for public consumption, and it's just so great to have everybody in here. And let me right now do a little radio stuff, because our own Donna Darlin is out at McElveen on Highway 17 in Mount Pleasant for a few more minutes with a chance to give away $10,000 and 10 grand in the sand. Hey, Donna.
Hey, baby, woohoo, 10 grand in the sand. We're still here, and we're going to be here till 10 o'clock. So you've still got time to come by and register to win one of the 2 shovels that we'll be giving away for your chance to dig for 10 grand in the sand and other goodies and prizes. We've got breakfast burritos from Sonic, and we're just hanging out having a good time.
And this is a week from tomorrow at the Somerville location of McElveen. Rocky's going to be out at the Somerville location at 10 a.m. For an hour tomorrow, giving away 2 more shovels. And you still got about 5 minutes to stop by, and then you choose the winners, right?
That's it. We'll be here.
Well, Donna, thank you for putting up with us here doing this wave reunion, and good luck picking the names. And
Okay.
And we'll talk to you later. Okay.
Let me say that I love you guys, and I'm sure I've worked with each and every one of you somewhere at some station at some time.
Hey, Donna, take care, babe.
Thank you, Donna.
Okay,
Donna Darlin, once again, McElveen, Highway 17 in Mount Pleasant. You've got about 5 more minutes to get by there to register to dig for 10 grand in the sand, and we'll put the wraps on this edition of this Morning Buzz special edition with this wave reunion here at 1250 WTMA.
Hot wings, cold beer, and ribs? Yeah, we know when you think of
LiveUnited.org. Brought to you by United Way and the Ad Council.
The Big Talker, WTMA.
The Jayhawks.
Jayhawks.
The Jayhawks, and some great shows with the Jayhawks at the Music Farm. I was hoping to hear from Kevin and Carter from the Music Farm. The Music Farm and Wave went together, and the Jayhawks was one of those bands that defined that era. Crank it up here for a second, Q.
I was waiting for the sun.
Anybody play this anymore on the radio? Does anybody locally play
That
this?
first record by the Jayhawks is one of the best records of the 90s in any category of music.
I got to read this email from Charles. It just says, Richard, I've been a big Wave fan since I was 12 years old when kids started to find new music. My mom used to go nuts with all the bumper stickers in my brother's room and my room. My best Wave Fest story was when a buddy of mine lost his virginity in a porta potty. And it fell over while they were still inside.
Oh!
It was when Wave Fest was held at Broderbank Park. Just to let you know, by the way, we weren't 12 at the time, nor the female that's a 12-year-old virgin. It was hilarious and all over school on that Monday. Have fun and thank you for what you do. There you go. Lost their virginity at Wave Fest.
Glad to help.
Hey, congratulations to Thomas Muzan of North Charleston and Mick Fitz west of the Ashley on a free beer Friday. They got themselves cases of this palmetto watermelon wheat, and we're going to Wild Wing. And
Yeah,
I know,
it's gonna be
Hollie,
fun.
you can't make it. But Hollie, thank you so
I don't
much.
know, I'm tempted.
Come on. Everybody's invited. Hollie, thank you. Like I said, one of the great voices in Charleston radio history.
Oh,
thank
thanks
you.
for saying so.
And Miles,
Hey, man,
the uncle.
It has been so much fun.
Thank you, Uncle. And
Great memories, great friends.
and we're going to always be friends forever. We'll be connected through the Wave experience. And thanks to Lori and Michael Blaze and Lona and AT. It's always good to see you and talk to you, buddy.
Absolutely.
We
And
keep in touch. So.
Christopher and Ashley are getting married this weekend, so that's what I'm here for. You guys have a great rest of your life.
Folks, we'll be back to regular programming on Monday, but we really thank you for tuning in to this Wave reunion on the Morning Buzz. I'm Richard Todd. Thanks for all the memories and enjoy your weekend.
The Big Talker.
Broadcasting from the Target Termite and Pest Control Studio.